Please hold my hand as I go down this road. Can't keep going back to what I used to know.
Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nevaeh, and today I'm going to be talking about a dream that I had that I believe was a warning. So first of all, I know it's been a long time since I last posted a video. I have been so busy with this upcoming school year. I've been packing like crazy, spending time with family and friends. My schedule has just been so packed that I can't even think about making a YouTube video. So this does go back about a month. I had a dream that I was standing on this picnic table. It was in the middle of like this grassy area, almost like a park. I was standing on this picnic table, and in front of me, there was a bunch of like really tall grass, and out came a snake, and I was watching it, and it was watching me. The snake's head was bobbing like back and forth a little bit, and I was just staring at it, like waiting for it to strike at me. And for the longest time, it just kept sitting there, like swaying back and forth. And so I went to turn around so that I could step on the higher part of the bench. And right as soon as I turned around, the snake bit the back of my leg slash foot, like behind the ankle. It bit me 3 times. Like it bit, released, bit, released, bit. And I kept trying to shake it off of my leg, my heel. And after like shaking and shaking and shaking, it finally released and I crushed it with the back of my heel. So I woke up and I thought about the dream for about like 10 minutes, and like I'm in this state of trying to wake up and also trying not to fall back asleep. And I was just like, that was such a weird dream. Like, what can that mean? Now, I'm not a dream interpreter, and a lot of the times when I have dreams, I'll just like ask advice about it, but I don't take it 100%. I always go to God about it, and I'm in prayer, like asking Him to reveal what the meaning is, if I should be concerned about it, if I should go into prayer or fasting about it. Initially, I just started praying and I was asking God for clarity on it, what it could mean, what I needed to prepare myself for, because instantly my thoughts went to, okay, the snake represents the enemy, very cliche, and I'm going to be struck 3 times, and then in the end, I will prevail. I will triumph this thing. A bad habit that I have is whenever I do receive like a word or a warning or even just confirmation, I tend to just procrastinate moving forward. So after I had this dream, I think about a week or 2 had passed, and I kind of just forgot about it. It was in the back of my mind, but after like a few weeks passed, I wasn't really thinking about it much. I didn't want to obsess over the dream or make a really big deal out of it or just try to like reinforce my life so much to the point where like I was afraid to go outside. So I was with my mom one night, and we were talking about just prophetic words and dreams from God. And I had remembered the dream that I had about the snake. And I told her about it. And she also is not like a dream interpreter. With the knowledge that she has, she just gives what she thinks that it might be. But she always directs me to seeking God's voice about it. She had said something similar to what I thought it was, that the enemy was studying me and I was studying the enemy. And the moment that I turned my back from him, he's going to strike me 3 times. But after that third strike, I will come out on the other side. I will defeat the enemy. So the same kind of thing happened where I constantly had this thing in my mind. I was worried about it, but I was like, God, I know that you're going to be right next to me. You are going to be protecting me. I do not have to worry about this thing. And same thing, a few like weeks pass and I start to forget about it. So once this thing has completely like left my mind and I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's not going to happen. This was me turning my back away from it. I was attacked with so much temptation when I turned my back. And the thing is, I did not find it a coincidence that this happened very quickly after I started YouTube. And I put my testimony up and told of how, like, God delivered me from sexual sin, from the temptations I was feeling, and how every time like I had felt any kind of attack, I was immediately taking it to God. And here I am weeks later, and I have never dealt with such a fierce attack of temptation before. Like, I would have dreams about just sexual activity. I would wake up with thoughts already in my mind, fantasizing. And even whenever I went on social media, even when I was watching TV, and it would be like I would just be scrolling or looking for something to watch, and everything was just all about sex, all about intimacy. And so this is now constantly in my mind. And in the beginning, I'm like, okay, God, what is going on? Like, why am I feeling this way? Why can't I get these things out of my head? Like, I know the person that I am. I know the changes that I've made. So, why is it that all of a sudden it's like I'm backtracking? And I would wake up just asking God, like, why is this happening? And I would go to sleep asking God, like, please don't let me have another dream like this. Don't let me wake up thinking these things. Like, and it was day after day. Like, I was experiencing temptation like I've never had before. And like, it was just constant all day. All I was thinking about was everything that was tempting me. And this is when I started to fail. The first time, or rather, the first strike, it was very unexpected. It was just like normal day. I'm still having all these things flying around in my mind. And I sat down and I was just being very vulnerable and being very open. And I'm like, God, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking about. I don't know what to do. That was all I did. Time went by, hours passed, and I just stopped thinking about resisting. I stopped thinking about praying. I didn't think about going to my Bible or anything. I just gave in. I let it take over me. I let it consume me, and I gave into my flesh. And immediately after, I was, I felt the guilt. And I'm like, this is not new. Like, I know this feeling. I know what this does to me. So why would I even give in the first place? But it was like days of temptation in my face over and over. Everywhere I looked, I'm just constantly thinking about these sexual things. And now I'm finally giving in, and I'm like, well, that wasn't worth it. So I'm like, Lord, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I didn't take it to you like I should have. I don't know why I didn't run from temptation. I could have went to the prayer room. I could have fasted. I could have sat in prayer until I felt the temptations go away. I could have recited the Bible until the passages combated whatever I was thinking and feeling. But I didn't. I just said, God, why is this happening to me? And then I walked right into it and let it take over me. So after that, I talked to God and I'm like, I'm sorry that I did this. I know this isn't me. I don't know why I'm backtracking. This isn't how I normally am. And next day happens. Next day comes by. And I still have these sexual dreams. I'm still fantasizing throughout my day. And I'm like, no, this isn't me. Like, I just talked to God about this. And here I am, like, still feeling overwhelmed with these emotions, with these temptations. So before moving on, I backtrack a lot. When I repent, when I'm seeking repentance, whenever I am trying to make myself right with God, I feel so guilty and I feel like I don't deserve it. And that is the thing. I don't deserve it, but God willingly gives me grace. He is merciful towards me. He's merciful towards all of us. We can't earn it. We can't earn his mercy, but we have to earnestly turn away from our sinful ways and seek his ways. When I feel consumed with guilt, I start to walk away from God because I feel like I can't face him and I can't face his goodness. I can't bear to go back to that good place that I was at with him when he's done so many amazing things for me. And here I am still failing. So, second day, I'm still facing temptations. And this time, I don't even try to fight it because I did not feel like I had the right to go to God about it. Here I am starting to take control back from God. And now I'm trying to fight by my own means, which is far weaker than what I could be under the covering of God. So here I am trying to distract myself from these feelings and pretending like it's not there, pretending like it's not real, when it very much is. And I go again, letting it consume me, giving into my flesh again. And this time, I don't feel so guilty about it. I just feel like, oh no, another slip up. Guess I'll try again tomorrow. And I didn't even pray to God. I didn't even talk to him about it. I was just like trying to hide from him, knowing that I can't do that. So here it is, the third day that this happens. And there was a block of about 2 days in between, like the last time that I gave into temptation. On this third attack, if you will, I had let time pass. I wasn't reading my Bible. I wasn't praying. I might have just said like, good night, God. Like, I pray that tomorrow's a great day. Like very surface level, not like how I normally am, because I know I'm in the wrong. I know that I'm slipping away from him and I'm willingly walking away from him. The beginning of my day started off just like the other ones. Like it's the constant dreams of intimacy and fantasizing throughout my day and just handing my mind over to these thoughts. By this time, I already feel like I can't undo what I did. I feel like all the work and progress that I had made was just completely wiped away. Like, great. Like, I'm the same person that I used to be. I felt like I was reverting back to who I used to be before I was saved. And now I'm facing thoughts like, well, I might as well just live however I want to live because I've already done this much. I've already went this far. I've already walked this far away from God. So it's no use trying to go back to this place, this relationship with God. So now I'm facing temptations. I'm facing guilt. And now I am just telling myself lies and listening to the lies that I've already fallen so far away from God that I might as well just stay in this place because no matter what I do, I can't escape who I used to be. And now in this low place, I just give in willingly to my temptations. The third time, I'm giving in and not even feeling guilty to God about it. I'm not feeling like I need to get right with God. I felt like, well, I'm already here. What's the surprise now? In that moment, that's when I realized, and that's when I went back to the dream about the snake. And now, like, I will disclaim it again. I am not like a professional. I'm not some kind of prophet. I am not a dream interpreter. And this dream may not even like connect with what I experienced. This is just what I believe that it could have been about. It very much seems like it relates to one another. So I'm thinking about this dream and I'm like, this could have been a warning. This could have been what the dream was about. And I failed. Like it could have been a test and I failed it. The dream could have been a warning and I didn't listen to it. No matter what the dream was, I should have been going to God about it endlessly instead of trying to cover myself from it and giving God the bare minimum. But instead, from the moment that I got that dream, I started to walk away from him out of fear. When he was the only one who could have prevented any of that from happening. He could have saved me from any kind of attacks that were coming. But I didn't equip the armor. I didn't go to him like I should have. So after that day, I went directly to God about it. And I'm like, Lord, I have been so disobedient to you to the point where I didn't even feel guilty in my sinfulness. And I know I'm not right. I know like I am harming just myself. I'm harming my relationship with you, God. And I cannot live apart from him. Nothing I ever do will be good enough if I'm separated from God. So ever since I had that realization, I have just been pouring out my heart to God and taking all necessary boundaries to like keep me focused on God alone and protected from any kind of like outward temptations, like in media, in music. Music was such a big one. I didn't even think about it. Even the music that would be playing or that would come on my playlists, any kind of music that would have been playing like on the radio or that would just show up in my YouTube mixes would be super like secular and very sexual and openly just like telling what these people wanted to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like it was everywhere. And then I would be here singing all these lyrics, singing all the songs, and not even thinking twice about it, knowing that this is going to influence my spirit, whether I realize it or not. I am very big on the music that I listen to influences my mood, my thoughts, and how I feel throughout the day. And I was not prioritizing listening to music that uplifted God. I was listening to music that was uplifting these physical feelings. Even after all that happened, like I felt so unmotivated to do any kind of recording. I just felt like, oh gosh, like how am I gonna put this out after I just told about all these triumphs that I had? But this is my story. This is the journey that I'm on as a Christian and even just as a woman trying to follow God's heart. It is not easy, but it is so worth it. Even after I failed tons of times, even when I fail now, even when I will fail in the future, no matter what it may be, I have a merciful Father who will welcome me back anytime I'm ready to commit to him. And he will do the same thing for you. He will. I thank God for you all. And I just pray that when you guys are super stressed out, dealing with any kinds of temptations, and just feeling like the weight of guilt or shame, or even just of the everyday activities are crushing you, are sitting on your shoulders, and there's nothing that you can do about it, I just pray that God is the person that you seek, because He can do anything. He can do it all. He will lift it off your shoulders. You just have to give it to Him. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this video helps you to seek God. Seek God even more than what you're seeking God now. And I just hope that my experiences can be a lesson that you can learn from to prevent you from slipping away from God, walking away from Him. And I just hope that the journey that I have coming out on the other side, crushing the enemy's head, the snake's head, crushing him, I hope that it gives you encouragement knowing that you can do the same thing through God, by your side, under His covering. I thank God for all of you. I thank God for all of you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe, spinning through identity, reveal another pretty little scheme. Save her mind, hold her hand.